So following on from my previous video, I've been tracking this X wave, which is made up of a WXY structure. And I was looking at for this Y wave to tap into this region between 54.12 cents to 54.65 cents. And as you can see, we ended up tapping into that region on Friday at 1800 hours local time, which is this region here where we ended up reaching 54.5 cents. And since then, we have seen a pump to the upside, where that pump was a move of over 7%. And yeah, since then, we are seeing that retracement to the downside, where we are currently retesting that 50 EMA, and we're actually sandwiched in between both the 50 and 200 EMA. And so it will be interesting to see if we can continue to see moves to the upside, where we then breach past this local high at 59.35 cents. And should that be the case, then that will then trigger a break of structure and a change of character, which will then further confirm that we are on a bullish trend. And this move to the upside looks to be made up of a corrective move, where what we had formed was a WXY structure, with this being a W wave, this being an X wave, and this being a Y wave. And if that's the case, then it's possible that this corrective move is now complete, and then we are now within a Y wave, where that Y wave would then potentially reach anywhere between 63.87 cents to 66.19 cents. But we need further confirmation for that to be the case, because it is still possible that we are still within an X wave, where what we could have forming is a bigger WXY structure, and we go slightly deeper within this range here. But what I'll do is check to see what's actually taken place within this recent move. So if I use the fib tool, and check to see if that Y wave met the typical requirements, and that Y wave would normally reach anywhere between 1 to 1.226, and here you can see that we ended up reaching just beyond the 1.226 level at 58.57 cents. And since then, we are seeing this retracement to the downside. And so it's possible that we are now within the X wave, where that X wave would typically retrace anywhere between 50 to 88.2% of the W wave. And so ADA could reach anywhere between 54.97 cents to 56.5 cents. So anywhere within this region here. And the interesting thing about this is we ended up actually reaching the 50% retracement level at 56.5 cents. And so it's possible that the X wave is now complete, and then we see that bounce to the upside to then make up a bigger WXY structure, where this would be the W wave, this would be the X wave, and then we'll see a move to the upside to complete that Y wave. And so if I set out the target for that Y wave, so that Y wave would reach anywhere between 60.72 cents to 61.76 cents. So anywhere within this region here. And as you can see, this target actually falls short of this wave Y target. And so it's possible that we have a bigger WXY structure that's forming, where this would then complete the W wave, and then we see a retracement to the downside to complete the X wave, followed by a final push to the upside to complete that Y wave, where we then tap into this region here. But of course, like I said, alternatively, what we could see is a deeper move to the downside, where what we could have forming is a bigger WXY structure to the downside, where this would be the W wave, this would be the X wave, and this would be the Y wave. And should that be the case, then that Y wave would then tap into this region here. So what I'll do is check to see what's actually taking place over here. So what I'll do is I'll go in a 5-minute chart and break down what's going on. And in fact, if I go in a minute chart instead. So yeah, this move looks to be made up of a corrective move as opposed to an impulsive move, which in a way is a good sign. So if I go back to the 5-minute chart, so here it looks like we had a WXY structure, followed by an X wave, and then another WXY structure to complete the W wave. And then we ended up reaching this level at 56.6 cents, which is just below the 1.226 level. And so it's possible that this move is now complete to make up the W wave. Or we could have had a WXY structure. Yeah, so if I was to draw that out, essentially this is what took place. And so it's possible that we are now, in fact, it actually went even deeper towards this level at 56.5 cents rather than this one here. So yeah, it's possible that this move is now complete, and then we see that reversal to the upside where we then breach past this local top at 58.57 cents. And so that's what I'm looking at for right now. But of course, alternatively, what could happen is we could have a bigger WXY structure. And so what we need is for ADA to breach past the 88.2% retracement level, which sits at 58.32 cents. And should that be the case, then that will then confirm that we are on a bullish trend, and we could see a move to the upside where we then tap into this region here at 60.72 cents to 61.76 cents. And if I quickly go on the hourly chart, what you can see is currently the bears do have the momentum, and of course that's reflected on the price chart. And during the time of recording, you can see this green candlestick where we are currently retesting that 200 DMA. And so in order for us to be bullish, then we need to breach past that level, which sits at 56.98 cents, and find support at that level and then see a continuation to the upside. And if I go in the 4-hour chart, again, the bears currently have the momentum as things stand at the moment. And if I go in the daily chart, we are within overbought conditions. And so, yeah, it will be interesting to see where ADA heads, whether we see that move to the upside and then we see a continuation to the downside, or if we have a bigger WXY structure forming, where this will make up the W wave, and then we set up retracement to the downside to complete the X wave, followed by a final push to the upside, where we could then retest the EMA levels. But of course, this is something I'm going to be tracking in the days to come, and I'll keep you guys updated. And so, yeah, that's just my update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.